Hello and welcome back to a week in life. So as I said on the last one, I'm going bi-weekly with these going forward, so didn't do one last week. So this is week commencing Monday 25th of October 2021. It's actually Tuesday morning now because by the time I'd finished last night I just thought I couldn't be bothered filming, to be honest. I thought I'll leave it till the morning. Where I am is probably going to be a bit quiet, so I'll try and get it filmed in the morning. So like I say, Tuesday morning. That is Aston Martin St Athan behind me, and over there is a load of planes. I've heard of this place before, on the Welsh news a lot growing up in North Wales. St Athan, RAF St Athan, big airfield. I'm not sure if the RAF is still here or that all just looks like normal plane. What have we got here? BOAC, whoever they are. British Airways, I think they just do plane maintenance here. By the looks of it, there's a recently built Aston Martin factory here. But anyway, yeah. So fuel prices this week, you just thought they've gone up. They seem to have steadied off since last week. So my UK fuels one this week, which is the Shell card, that's 119.53. And the BWOC or the Block card, which uses a Key Fuels network, it's their own card, C4D or Control for Diesel, that's 117.57. So near enough 2p cheaper than the other one, so I'll be using that one. With the VAT, that's 141.08, so I should pretty much call it 141p a litre with the VAT. Yeah, so yesterday I started looking for jobs about 10:15, just being a Monday morning, getting stuff done, ready for the week ahead. Got a job pretty sharpish within half hour, I thought, and then it was a pallet network job from sort of Minworth area of Birmingham, going down to Dartford, picking up from a parcel, pallet network hub. One I hadn't been to before. Now I must have done work, I reckon, for all, if not definitely most of the pallet networks by now, either picking up from their depots or from their transport companies within their networks. This one I hadn't been to before, quick load. It was a pallet of truck brake discs that went down to a HGV parts factors, so where commercial garages are going to get a lot of their gear from. Pretty straightforward drive down there. I pretty much priced this at just under £1 a mile loaded or whatever, which was about close to 90p a mile. All miles after the Dartford crossing. Let's go over the bridge, Queen Elizabeth Bridge. Only issue with this was it was a bit of a wanky pallet. Had to drag it out with a strap because the forks where they were tipping weren't as long as the forks where they loaded. And it was just kind of crumbling, so a bit of a pain there. I had to get on my knees and put the strap right under the pallet around the middle bearer, and then managed to get it out. So that was like getting on for 2 o'clock by the time I'd done that. Thought, right, that's 138 quid for that job. Call it 135 after the Dartford crossing comes out of it. Need another decent job now. And then I got a job, small van job, picking up in Wickford, which was sort of Essex, so the other side of the Dartford crossing. Had to be there by 4:30, and I was quite far from it, so it was 55 minutes from it because there was traffic getting on the M25 to go at Junction 1A, which is always a nightmare, I think. And I didn't get the job straight away. So when he did send it through, it was saying I was going to get that at 22 minutes past 4, so I thought, right, better crack on. Traffic was a lot worse than it was, so didn't get there until about 35 past. Not helped by a 2.1 metre width restriction, which I can't get through in this van. Well, I could do, but it's going to be like less than an inch either side, so I just don't even try. So that balls it up, and I've actually come across that one before, but it was a long time ago. So I rang the shipper and said I'm going to be there like 5 minutes late. Is that an issue? And he says no, there should be someone there till 5, gone 5 to be honest. got there, got loaded. It was going to Cowbridge in South Wales, so it's 205 quid I quoted for this, and it was like 218 miles all in. Small van job, but overnight. With the miles getting there on the Dartford crossing, it's pretty much bang on 85 pence a mile, or miles. Got down to Cowbridge last night, didn't get here till 20 past 10, say. I'd stopped on the way Reading for yet more chips. Tramped in the public car park in the centre of Cowbridge last night, so it pays playing display, but only between 8 AM and 6 PM, so I was fine, obviously, totally empty. Some boy racers did turn up and start doing handbrake turns just before I went to bed, but hey ho. They soon cleared off. And I woke up this morning, it said deliver between 8 and 9 to this hotel in the centre of Cowbridge. I thought, oh, you know, meeting one of their engineers in there, must be doing some work in a hotel, but ring him 30 minutes before. So I rang at 7:30. He says, oh yeah, I'm in work now. And I was thinking, what does he mean I'm in work? Says, can I give you another postcode? I'm like, possibly, yeah. Is there no one, can I not deliver it to the hotel? Is there no one there? And he's like, yeah, you could, but I'd have to come back to get it because I'm at work now. Basically, what had happened was he'd stayed there last night. He wasn't working there. It's just the hotel he stayed at last night, and he'd already gone to work. And where he's fitting this part, presumed today, is this Aston Martin factory in St Athan. So the drop should be here, really. I could have delivered it last night. Would have been late, but could have got it off last night, which would have been better. So I had 4.5 miles to drive to get to here. Only like 12 minutes. But it's a bit of a pain because I did ring the shipper to say the address is wrong. I'm going to have to drive another 4.5 miles, and he's just letting you know. And he's like, all right, yeah, cheers for letting us know. Kind of hoping they might say, oh, we'll put an extra 10 on the job or whatever. But we didn't, and I wasn't going to make a fuss about it. So that was that. Came here, delivered to him at reception. Not in the best, well, Cardiff, Newport's alright, and I'm like this side of it. And where I am now, St Athan, is a bit worse from where I was Cowbridge, where the drop should have been according to the job notes. So hey ho, I'm just going to have to sit tight here. Had a really good day yesterday, 343 quid on a late start Monday. That's pretty good, so good start to the week. Gair Cymraeg y dydd. Welsh word of the day. Yes, almost forgot, not done an update in the homeland for quite some time now, so quick word of the day. As it's early morning now, you can probably tell I look a bit sleepy. It's not like that early anymore anyway. Word for the day is bore. I'm not going to spell, because if you read it in English you'll pronounce it wrong, so it's bore, which is morning. So if you're going to say good morning, common in Wales you say bore da, so which strictly translated is morning good, but you find that in Welsh it's the other way around. It's not the wrong way around, it's just the other way around. So it kind of takes a bit of getting your head around, but if you grew up in Wales you're kind of used to it anyway. But so bore da, it's good morning, or bore morning. Right, still Tuesday evening, about 20 to 9. Bit of a shocker today. Really good day yesterday. Today was just one of them days. Like you say, you've got to take the rough with the smooth and look at the averages in this game, I've learnt. So yeah, dropped that when I just after I filmed that last bit, so that was like 8:15. Sat around that area, St Athan, it's kind of like to the west of Cardiff. Not a great deal of jobs coming up, even for sort of that part of the world. So I was getting some notifications for Bristol, but I think only like the western bit of it. It's just about within my catchment radius. Jobs down to Swansea and all that stuff, and Bridgend. I did bid on a fair few jobs between, well, I sat there from 8:15. It's like 11:15, maybe a bit later, so 3 hours. A lot of the jobs they bid on were quite speculative because they're like small van jobs, so they were quite far away. I thought it was, but there was a few jobs I thought, you know, it was quite a competitive bid or whatever, and just didn't get them. So yeah, I decided to move on from there and head closer to Cardiff, do some dead miles. So parked up like a retail park sort of west of Cardiff, just like right next to Cardiff, and I can get to the M4 from there a lot quicker. Parked up there, say about 12:30, so that's like 4 hours since I dropped the last job and started looking. And then I got a job finally at 1:15, so like 5 hours from when I dropped, I dropped this morning, which was yesterday's job. So yeah, and the only thing was it wasn't picking up till 3:15. So I was like, was it this one on a bid on it? I was like, kind of getting a bit desperate, I suppose, and kind of thinking, well, I don't want to get absolutely nothing today. The bid for that, it was going from Bridgend down to Abingdon by Oxford. Small van job. I did quote 125 and it was 122 miles loaded or whatever, and they rang me up and said, can I do anything with the price? The company I've done a lot of jobs for in the past, COVID samples, but not for a while. They were the ones that were doing all the ones over to Norwich and also Euston Road, London. Not done it in a long time. I said, all right, mate, I could maybe do 120 to bring it under £1 a mile kind of thing. And she said to me, oh well, we had another bid for 115. Could you match that? And this company have done this fair bit with me before. They'll ring you up and say, oh, you phoned about the quote you left. Somebody else's quote cheaper. Can you match it? It's kind of gets on my nerves really, because they obviously want me to do it because I've done work for them in the past and know I'm reliable and stuff. Got a lot of good feedback now. It's got to be worth it's something. Kind of gets a bit annoying. They might have like a quote from somebody, not been on there so long, they've not dealt with or whatever, and they expect you to match it. But I thought, obviously got seconds to make the decision. Do I just say, oh sorry, no, I can't do it for that, and possibly just sit there all day and get nothing, or do I just take it on the chin and at least get to sort of central England, busier area? So yeah, I took it for 115, which meant I had 2 hours to kill, over 2 hours to kill. So yeah, I went and did a bit of, I phoned up the garage, booked this van in for its second service in sort of going in on Monday, end of November, so like 5 weeks yesterday. I always try and book it in on a Monday, so I try and book well in advance. So by that point, I'm on like just over 45,000 miles now. By then it should be on about 47, which is not 47, 52, 53 is when it's due in, apparently. So that should work out alright. Just going to check this, I might save the day. Job to Northern Ireland tomorrow, backload, definitely won't be doing that one. Yeah, so anyway, took this job, booked the van in for its MOT. So I was in a retail park, so I went to have a mooch around TK Maxx. Actually bought some stuff, bit of retail therapy to cheer myself up. I bought myself a jumper, a hoodie, some boxes and some socks, all stuff I kind of need anyway. So yeah, so I eventually went and picked up from a filming studios, Bridgendish way, and brought it down here to some forensics lab in Abingdon. Tipped them, quick collection, quick tip, quick drive down here. Didn't work out, well, it worked out okay in the pence per mile in the end, because I took a slightly shorter route, which was like 3 minutes longer, so I managed to save a bit on that. So bit of a shocker today, 115 one job. Yesterday 343 quid after starting at 10 or after 10. Today an absolute shocker. That's how it goes sometimes. I'm still above my minimum target average, which is 220 a day, but really I'm aiming for 250 a day minimum is like my target kind of thing, my stretch target. So after yesterday, disappointing, but hey ho, that's how it goes. I'm just gonna have to wake up in the morning and fresh day and try and have a better day. Right, 4:15 now on the Wednesday. So yeah, really early start this morning. So after I filmed that last bit last night, there was actually a job being posted last night, which I kind of like thought, yeah, that's not for me, but kept getting reposted, so I thought, they must be struggling to sell it. Ship I've done a few jobs for in the past. It's always been small van work, delivering the sort of operating theatre equipment to hospitals and stuff. And this one was a medium wheelbase job. There was two reasons why I didn't initially think it was for me. Partly because it was in Banbury. I was 35 miles from Banbury, and the job was 68 miles or something, 67 miles down to Heathrow area. So I thought, well, getting there is more than half the actual loaded miles, so I'm going to be expensive for that. So kind of I thought it's going to be expensive, not worth doing. And it was picking up at 6:30 in the morning. But when they kept reposting it, I looked at it again. I thought, well, maybe if I do it like £100, that's like almost £1 a mile, just short of £1 a mile. Mini wheelbase, just over £1 a mile, all miles, but like Cross type, 150 a mile loaded. But they're obviously struggling to sell it because I think Banbury's one of them places. A lot more work comes out of there and drivers are there, because there's quite a lot of units and stuff, industrial estates there, but not a lot of drivers. Banbury's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but just off a motorway, of course. So yeah, went in at 100, got it. The second reason that put me off was because it was 6:30 pickup. But that isn't, I thought to myself, that's no reason really not to do it, because I'm tramping, I'm supposed to be earning money. It's not that early. Kind of had a word with myself, say, yeah, bid for it. Got it. Especially the way yesterday went, 115 quid for the day. It's kind of like, I thought, if I get it, it makes up for that, because it'll be an early collection, finished by like 8, half 8 on that job. So I've got an extra job in before my normal working day is likely to have started, kind of make up for the crap Tuesday. Anyway, got the job. So drove up to Banbury last night, so I kind of like did a third of, or just over the miles last night. Tramped in an industrial estate. Got up this morning, went and collected it, 6:30. Nice modern unit, this courier company, not the one I was doing a job for. I think they sub you to another one, and I'm subbing to them. Just some tote boxes, 7 tote boxes and 1 small box, down to some business estate, more of a business park than an industrial estate, just to the north of Heathrow. Tipped that pretty sharpish. So that got me down there. Like I say, good early job making up for yesterday, and the plan is then hit target for today, which is minimum 220, but ideally 250 plus. But down that part of the world, I find it's hard to get a job. I think jobs sell cheap down there. I've said before, lots of people end up around Heathrow looking to get back up country and stuff. But I thought that early in the morning, not many people from the north who've come down for that early, sort of like midday onwards, probably is when you got all that going on. A job pinged up. What was it? It was a short wheelbase job going Hemel Hempstead, about half an hour, 35-minute drive from where I was, going up to where I am now, Sunderland, just in some parked outside Wren Kitchens in Sunderland, this part of the world. Yeah, I went and collected it. It was €1 pallet of hoists, 10 hoists, like in boxes, and it was delivering to right in SR1, right in the middle of town, some theatre stroke music venue they're building. And apparently these were the hoists that are going to be used for all the light bars and stuff. So I had a bit of a chat with the guy, nice chap. Bit of them ones Google Maps show no relation to what's currently there now, because they've changed it totally since the Google Maps photo was taken. So yeah, I had to find out where to park initially, but no big stress. Got that tipped, so that put me here about 3 o'clock-ish tipped. So plan for them for the day is pretty tired now, and I started to think, well, it'd be nice to stay in a hotel tonight or digs, because I've not done that in quite a while. Might treat myself. Looked on booking.com, quite a few properties here, like 25 quid for a basic room, or even cheaper for a hostel, but I fancy my own room. So I started bidding on jobs for tonight, if they popped up, but also decent jobs for the morning to get out of the northeast, because reasonable area. I think it's probably better than South Wales, probably, I'd say, or on a par with that sort of area. Tomorrow, Thursday, is actually my last day of the week. I didn't mention it. I'm not working Friday. I'm away this weekend, meeting up some mates I haven't seen in like 3 years, partly due to COVID and stuff. So weekend away, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, so tomorrow is my end of the weekday. Tomorrow is essentially my Friday. Need to get home. Bid on a few jobs going down south for the morning. The one I've got is a small van job from Middlesbrough, just on the banks of the River Tees, right next to the Transporter Bridge. Small van job, like I say, going down to, it said Cheltenham, GL54. And after I've got the job and I've actually looked at a map, it's not really Cheltenham, it's actually way to the east of Cheltenham, right slap bang in the Cotswolds. So not the best area to tip, but yeah, I don't know why it shows up as Cheltenham. I do wonder sometimes with some shippers, I think they can change it manually. I wonder if they just changed it to Cheltenham so it looks like it's more of a thing, or I give them the benefit of the doubt they haven't done that, but I know that definitely goes on. I don't know for definite, I've got a strong suspicion. So that's the job in the morning, so I'm going to book myself a cheap hotel. There's one between here and Middlesbrough on booking.com. And then on the way down, I'm going to stop and have a quick look at the beach, sort of Sunderland, just south of the Sunderland Centre. I've never been there, even though I lived in Newcastle, I never really came to Sunderland. And obviously it's a massive rivalry. I don't like the Mackhams, the Geordies. Then go and collect that in the morning, get it tipped. 7:30 to 8 collection, so I should get it tipped around midday-ish, 1 o'clock maybe, and then I'll be looking to get home tomorrow. Here we go, not done one of these in a while, so front door to the room. Coming in, very basic room, single bed in the corner. Thing with no doors, but does the job. Basin in the corner and a mirror, desk, side thing, TV. Central heating, not on, but it's alright in here at the moment. Yeah, so no bathroom in the room, no shower or anything. You have to use a shared shower, but there is a thing. The room I've got is on the roadside, so it's a bit noisy, but not too bad really. Can't complain for 30 quid, so that gets a thumbs up. Right, Thursday afternoon now, just after 2, yeah, so decent night in the hotel last night. Nice to get showered up and stuff. Yeah, just off the A19, the Spine Road up in the northeast. Yeah, pretty good for 30 quid, to be honest. Would I go there again? Yes, I would. Not perfect, but like I say, 30 quid. Can't complain at that at all. One thing I will say, I've mentioned it before, I saw it on booking.com, but I didn't book through booking.com, because I found if you book through a website like booking.com, you pay that money to booking.com, and then they pay some of it, take their cut, and then pay some of it to the hotel. So if you book direct, the hotel gets more money. Plus, I think booking.com and stuff was one of these sites that are, you know, registered in Europe, like Luxembourg and stuff, so they don't pay bugger all tax in the UK. So even though their app's quite good, they're not massively keen on giving them money. And also, because you pay the money to booking.com, you don't get a proper receipt from them showing like VAT and stuff. I think partly because they're registered overseas, and you can't get a receipt from the hotel, I find, for the full amount showing the VAT and stuff, because they haven't received that amount. So it makes it hard to get a receipt you can put through the books properly. So if you go direct like I did yesterday, I got a proper receipt for the 30 quid amount, showing the VAT amount on there and stuff, so I can use that properly and claim it, put it down as a taxable expense, which means it will save me paying probably about don't work out exactly, 7 or 8 quid. So the room really cost me, like, by putting it through the books, it means the room's cost me 22 quid instead of 30 quid. So it's all worth doing. Anyway, yeah, got up reasonably early this morning, got down to the pickup. Guy in the security gate, wasn't sure who I was there, didn't have a contact name, so there's a bit of confusion initially, but really helpful guy, cheerful guy on the thing, but typical northeast chirpy friendly guy. Got loaded really quick actually in the end. One box, tiny little box, straightforward drive down here, nice countryside through the Cotswolds, the last part of it, and the place I delivered to is called, it's kind of Bourton on the Water, or Burton on the Water, Bourton on the water. And to get here I drove through Moreton in Marsh, or Invermarsh, and Stow on the Wold is just up the road. They've got funny names around here, proper in the middle of the Cotswolds. That was about 2 hours ago since I tipped. I'm obviously not very flexible now, and I'm in a sort of bit of a backwater, middle of nowhere kind of thing. Jobs picking up from Banbury, Oxford, Tewkesbury, all kind of like half an hour to 50 minutes away. There was one job in Moreton in Marsh, just down the road, going down to Kent, which I could have gone for if it wasn't for the fact that I need to get home tonight because I'm not working tomorrow. So I'm not in the best situation because, like I say, I'm in a bit of a quiet area and I'm not very flexible. I need to go to the West Midlands. But the good thing is kind of I'm not far from the West Midlands, so any jobs that come up are more likely going to go there, because you get more jobs going locally when you do distance from anywhere really. Yeah, so I sat here for quite a while and I thought, oh, this isn't good. If I'm going to have to drive home empty from here, I'm probably not going to meet my 85 all miles for the week. All miles target, minimum target for the week, which I obsess about. I know some people say I shouldn't be asked about it, but that's what I really try and do, just to make sure my costs aren't too high. And then I got thinking, well, I've not done any Amazon for ages. I could, on the way from home from here is Droitwich pretty much, so see if there's any in Droitwich. And there's one at 4 o'clock, paying 3-hour block, paying 20 quid an hour, which is higher than a normal rate. I think it's normally like £14.50 for it used to be. I've been on there for ages, maybe 15. It's paying a bit extra, so I booked that in for 4 o'clock. I'm an hour from Droitwich, so as long as I leave here at 2:30, get up there 3:30, I can turn up quarter of an hour early, so I can go in at 3:45, pick up. So that is sort of kind of like my fallback now. So I've got until 2:30. I thought if something better comes up on the CX now, I can just take the job off get the job off the CX, hopefully, if a better job comes up, and then cancel the Amazon, because as long as you cancel within 45 minutes of your block start time, so for me 3:15 for this block, it doesn't work against you. If you leave it till less than 45 minutes, it's kind of like a bad mark against you on the Amazon Flex app, and if you do it too often, they kick you off, and it's impossible, I think, to get back on. There's no one to speak to with Amazon, so you just got to keep within the just don't fail any of their collections or whatever. Yeah, so that's the fallback. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but I'll find out in the next update whether I did the Amazon or whether I did something else off the CX. This time in the afternoon, it's not going to be the Amazon standard delivery, which is bunched really close together. It's going to be same day or next day, so I'm guessing it's going to be more spread out, but hey ho, it's for pickup at 4. I'll deliver it in the daylight. It's not raining or anything. Not done any multi-drop for a long time, so be a bit of a change if nothing else. Well, okay, last on the run update, 7:45 now on the Thursday. Like I say, last day on the run because I'm not working tomorrow, Friday. So yeah, didn't get any other job off the CX, so went to do the Amazon Flex drop out of Droitwich. And I was kind of thinking outright, which it could either go pretty well, I could either get a job sort of towards Birmingham, presumably, preferably sort of West Birmingham, Bromsgrove kind of way. That would be ideal. Or it could have gone wrong and sent me the other way, sort of like towards Worcester, or even worse, directly west into the countryside and like Bridgnorth and all that kind of stuff. So turned up, you can get in quarter an hour early, so it was, went in at 3:45, straight in, straight to my parcels, loaded out of there by 3:50. So I thought, fantastic, this is going great. And when I looked at the parcels, it was Bromsgrove, so I thought that's absolutely perfect, just off the M5, same day as I expected. So not standard delivery, but same day delivery, which means they're more spread out, but it was mostly urban, 4 or 5, a bit in the countryside out by Bromsgrove. I thought, I can do with that. Hopefully get this all done by 6, home for before 7, get some shopping on the way home, crack on. And that's the bit that went really well. From that point, it went really downhill. I was just getting towards the first drop, it started to rain, so I obviously cursed it earlier, and I said, oh, you know, don't mind doing multi-drop, it's dry and all that stuff. So yeah, it rained all the way through, mostly pissed it down, put my waterproof jacket on. And then about halfway round, I noticed I was starting to see some road closed signs, and my next drop was down one of the ones a bit like out of town, so I was going off down a country road, and then this happened. Check this chaos out. Absolute fucking nightmare. Yeah, absolute chaos. So shortly after that bit, continued to go down that road. It like cleared a little bit, and then I got to a junction. It was like a freeway junction, like 3 country roads converging, and there was just traffic coming from every direction as far as you could see. Single track road, hedgerows either side, and it was just gridlock on the country roads. I've never had it like that before. I've heard of it happening. And one guy did say to me they've closed one of the main roads into Bromsgrove, and those people are going that way, and the sat-navs are sending people that way, which is why it's happened. And he said he couldn't understand why they've let them do a road closure at 5 o'clock, 5:15, rush hour, when there's actually says there's very few major roads into Bromsgrove. So anyway, that was that. So stuck there for a while. Kind of stood around having a bit of a committee at this big junction, or not big junction, country road junction. Decided, yeah, 2 guys said they were going to walk back the way I'd come and try and get people to reverse back from there, but it's like going back hundreds of yards by that point. It's like 100 yards before it got to a wider area. So they went back down that way, and we agreed that I would phone the police. So I phoned the police, 101, non-emergency. And they said, yeah, they've had a few calls about it, and they've got the traffic officers on their way, and if not, the police will come. And it was high priority or something, so I had so many calls. But thankfully, before they had to turn up, I thought I might be here for hours. I was probably there for about half an hour, 40 minutes delay in the end. Some people actually from one of the other ways of the 3 roads, not the way I came, backed out. And then there's like a T-junction at the top of that one, and I managed to clear it from there. So I managed to get out of there, and I had to do a big loop round to get to, and then do the other routes, drops out of the like the optimum route, because I just had to avoid going back to that area and then go round sort of thing on a bigger road. So that added to, I reckon it delayed me about an hour in total. So I should have been done about just after 6, maybe 6. I've done just after 7, so it was supposed to be delivered by 7 because it was a 3-hour block from 4 till 7. So my last drop was actually after 7, but hey ho, not what I could do about it. I did ring Amazon. They said, oh, what a, you know, typical thing. You get to some lady in a call centre, probably in the Far East, and it's just like pointless really. So that was that, got that done, got back now. So yeah, that's kind of like multi-drop, just yeah, avoid it, because I can only really do flex now late in the evening, because I'm not going to do a standard delivery one which is like early afternoon, because I'm obviously looking for jobs off the CX because that's my preferred kind of work, much more lucrative, a lot less stress. So I only really ever do flex blocks if it's kind of good get me home, late afternoon job, or not going to do an evening one. So that was the week anyway. Crazy finish, but obviously just a summary to come. Done all right this week. Right, quick summary time. So it's actually the following Monday now, so it's the next week, but I'm not working today because I was away the weekend. Pretty tired after the weekend, so I took today off. Let's get this summary done so I can get it uploaded. Yes, so 4 days on a run. The Friday off because I was away seeing some mates for a long weekend. So yeah, pretty good day. Week's right in the end. Had one bad day. So just to go into it, I think, did I spend... This is the problem with leaving it till Monday. I can't remember how many days I spent in the van and how many at night. I think I spent 2 in the van and then 1 in the digs, the hotel up in the North East. So Monday, 2 jobs, 138 and 205, which is 343, which is a really good start to the week, especially considering I didn't start till like 10:15, but did obviously finish quite late. Tuesday was the shocker, 1 job at 115. Wednesday, 2 jobs, 100 and 255, which is 355 for today. Another good day, best day of the week. Thursday, 2 jobs to get home, which is pretty good. 210 and 60, 270 on the day I'm trying to get home. It's pretty good, even though that last bit was Amazon Flex, which was didn't go in very well in the end, as I said. So Friday was a day off. Total, that comes to 1,083, which is £270.75 a day. As ever, that's not including the VAT. VAT would have gone on top of that. So mileage, 1,250. So not a great, quite a good earnings or takings per day, I should say, this week, but not a great pence per mile. 86.6, so it's still above my minimum target, but when I started off, I said I don't want to do any less than 85 pence a mile, all miles, loaded and unloaded, each week sort of average. I've never gone below 85 pence a mile, normally above it, so yeah, I'm kind of aiming more for 90 now. Extras, 2 times £2.70, which is the Dartford crossing, each direction, once in each direction this week, and 30 quid on accommodation. All them are obviously as well taxable expenses, so put them down when I'm working out my tax. So after the VAT bonus that I get to keep, because I'm on a flat rate scheme, so as I said before, I keep a portion of the VAT and I pay the other portion of it, which is the majority of it, to the VAT man on my the revenue on my VAT return quarterly. So once that's added and minus all my costs, my fixed costs, which are £20 a day, so 80 quid for the week, and the 33 pence a mile that I'm now using. I used to use 30, but I'm now using 33 pence a mile because of the rise in fuel price, which is my variable cost per mile cost, 33 pence per mile. And then minus additional costs comes to 640 for the 4 days, which is £160 a day. So it's above 150, which is my target, but not as good as I have done recently. But yeah, when it's a shorter week, week's compromise, because there's one day where you're trying to get home. Even though I did all right on that day, I was trying to get home. I just had a shocker on a Tuesday. So that's it this week. Yeah, I did put up a video last week, so I've said before, I'm a few weeks ago now, I'm doing these Week in Life bi-weekly, and then I'll try and do another video on the week I don't do a Week in Life. Yeah, so I did one on Heathrow and air cargo pickups. Thanks to everyone who replied on that, commented, got a fair bit of comments on that. Got a few ideas for one I'll try and do this week, but I'll see how I get on. So that's it. Cheers for watching. As ever, any comments for me or tips for anyone else who sees this video, please put them below.